really good scenes there. Very, very atmospheric. I think we've got some real tension that, although we don't have a soundtrack, so we're not going to have the noise that's going to help create that tension. But I think from the shots, it's clear to see how the tension is going to build. I've got a couple of comments specifically that I want to make, but I'm not going to do them just yet. I want to get some feedback from other people first. What did you guys think? Anyone?
What opinions were? I thought it was really good.
Good shots there.
Lovely. It's a really nice shot.
Was good.
Jasmine, it's your group, isn't it? Yeah. So listen to your feedback.
Sure.
Should we record it?
I'm recording.
Yeah, you're sat there watching whilst you're recording.
Joe, let's have your feedback again.
The shot of the church was really nice.
Yeah.
The church at the start, I didn't really see the relevance because they were sort of sitting in the house playing a game. So it might have been better to have shots of what was on the cards or the rooms that they were moving into.
I think again, it's these establishing shots have got to make sense within the narrative. So you know, the shots outside the church, good atmosphere, but how does it fit the narrative? So I think that's possibly it. What you could do is maybe make the church appear more like an old house, and then it's obvious that they're in their house, and you use that as your establishing shot.
But is it not them just establishing like the actual area they're in? Because
it could be, but then you'd have to. I think you'd need to make that more obvious. So if it's a village church, that you would do it that way. Okay. Right. So a couple of specifics that I'd like to mention is I thought about the middle. There's a shot.
Actually, they've noticed that me and Scarlett swapped.
Right before this.
oh yeah, it might be that.
Right.
Oh yeah.
What we've got here is Kieran is playing with the dice in a really interesting way, and Cara is running her finger around the top of the glass.
Finger my rim. He spoke to me earlier.
For me, those were two pieces that were so interesting. And I would love to have had a close-up of that then comes back to let us introduce the individual. We see the finger running around the glass of wine. We then have the pan to the face, and we're humanising the person. She likes a glass of red wine, but she also has that habit of playing with the rim of the thing, the rim of the glass. We've also got Kieran, and that was quite deft, the way he was sort of rolling the dice around in his fingers. A close-up of that would have been really good, and then panning back up to him. I don't think there's a sufficient introduction of each of these people until you have the close-ups on their faces. And it'd be better if you're introducing them more and humanising them to make them sympathetic to our audience. Anyone else? Anything else? I think that atmospherically this has really got it. Some really lovely shots, and keep going because it's going to be good. And the sound effects, again, subtle but building up that tension.
I would argue it needs to be trimmed a little.
Yeah, I think we'll agree with that. Yeah. But very, very good.
Wait, what do you mean by trim? Wait, so what do you mean by trim? The actual whole thing?
Yeah, just the whole thing.
It's not very long though.
Yeah, but there's going to be an opening sequence. That's the title sequence.
Not
There's
the,
going to be
like,
an
the
opening
main
sequence
thing.
that develops
Which is
the idea.
Wait, what's an opening sequence? I'm really confused.
Right. The title sequence is where you have the title. The opening sequence is where you see the first piece of action that begins the story or sets the scene of the story.
So what, is the outside with the church the title sequence?
Yeah, that was good. That'll be the title sequence.
Oh right, okay, and then the rest of it's right. Okay, that makes sense. Right, don't play games with me.